What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Surfing the Stream, where every week we're on a quest to find out what is the greatest movie of all time. In a Violent Nature is a movie that I just could not wait to watch when I saw the trailer a few months ago, right before it came out into theaters. It is a horror movie, a slasher film from the slasher's perspective. In a Violent Nature is a movie that is not going to be for everybody. It does have those Friday the 13th vibes woven through it all the way through. I mean, this is legitimately a knockoff version of Friday the 13th. I think after watching this review, you should be able to make that distinction of, is this going to be for me or not? If you are not a fan of slow, methodical builds with your horror films, you're not going to like this. If you are not a fan of movies where, specifically this one, where it is just somebody walking and the camera's behind him and all you hear are these giant ass footsteps in the grass and in the woods, hitting leaves, sticks, so on and so forth. If that doesn't appeal to you, then I would not watch this movie, because there is a shit ton of walking in this movie, just from behind the perspective of the from the killer, and that is a lot of the movie, honestly. And it borderlines on being too much. It borderlines on being, okay, like, can we get to the fucking point here? And right when you start getting really fucking sick of it, that's when the shit just pops off and the movie just skyrockets for me. Is it scary? Well, no, because you see it from the killer's perspective the entire time. You know, I was always on the edge of my seat in terms of, okay, what is he going to do to the next victim? How is he going to kill them? And for the most part, a lot of the kills are pretty cool, honestly. There's one kill in this movie. No spoilers for this whatsoever. It might be one of the best kills in a horror movie ever. Like, I think it is that fucking cool. I ended up watching this with Corey, one of our Patreon supporters and one of my friends as well. And the wave of emotions that we went through when watching this particular scene is absolutely mind-boggling. We went from, really, that's how it's going to happen, to, oh my God. It is definitely one of the best kills I've ever seen in a horror movie, for sure. So, if anything, I think you should watch it just for that kill, because it is absolutely fantastic. And there are some kills in here that are kind of lackluster. There are some kills that, like, if they would have just tweaked it a little bit, it would have made more sense. Because the kills do borderline on the side of, okay, maybe that was kind of a pointless kill. Like, the way they did it, it just didn't make any sense. But I would sit here and say that, yeah, the kills are fine all the way through. Just some of them are hits, some of them are misses, just like any other horror movie. So how is the story of the movie? It's okay. It's serviceable. It's nothing to write home about, to be honest with you. You can legitimately pick any Friday the 13th movie, and there's your story. It's nothing to really go to this movie and watch it for. Characters, you don't really get any of that development because, well, you're following the slasher's perspective the entire movie. And that's really what you're going to this movie for. You're going to it for that unique perspective. Like, we don't get many horror movies. This actually might be my first one. I know there's one other movie out there, I think it's called Angst or something like that I saw on Letterboxd that someone had recommended that was from the killer's perspective. This is the only one that I know of. So this was a unique watch just from that perspective, where we see what the killer does the entire movie. And lo and behold, they do a lot of damn walking. There's a lot of him just standing in the woods, just staring at the victims. And while on that note, there's no nudity in this. I was kind of shocked by it. The fact that it takes from Friday the 13th, the fact that it takes from that perspective of the killer, and he's just standing there staring at him a lot of the times. Yeah, there's no nudity. None whatsoever. I was very, very shocked. So the R-rated comes basically from the fact that he just beats the shit out of all of his victims with any kind of object. But yeah, guys, In a Violent Nature, I spent $15 on it on Vudu. I think it was fine. I think that $10 to $15 range is perfect for this movie. I think it's coming on Shudder here soon. I don't know if it's on there right now. So if you have the Shudder subscription, you could wait for that if you want to. But anywhere between $10 and $15 if you just want to pick it up, I think that's a reasonable price. So after this movie, I was thinking about where it fits on my top 10 list or my rankings for 2024. And to be completely honest with you, I think this movie is better than a lot of the ones that I have seen this year, especially from the horror genre, which, by the way, guys, the horror genre is just kicking ass this year. And this one's no different. I think this is a solid watch from beginning to end, but I think there are more enjoyable horror movies out there in terms of which ones I would watch again before I would watch this one. But I think this one is probably overall the better film. Those films are just a little bit more entertaining. But guys, if you have seen In a Violent Nature, let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. What did you think about all the damn walking? And what did you think about the Yoga Girl kill? Because I'm very curious and very excited to talk to people about that, because it is legitimately one of the best kills in a horror movie, period. But guys, also in the description below, we have links to all of our social media accounts. Would greatly appreciate it if you went there, like, subscribe, follow. Really helps improve and expand the podcast. But other than that, I will catch y'all next time on another review. Laters.